The first message ever sent across the internet was a typo. 2 letters, LO, before the whole system crashed. That broken transmission came from a project funded by an agency so secretive most Americans have never heard of it. An agency that would go on to invent GPS, stealth aircraft, and the foundation of every self-driving car on the road. This is the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA. But DARPA is not a typical military department. They don't make rifles or manage logistics. Their mission is singular, defined by former director Stephen J. Lukasik, to prevent technological surprise and to deliver technological surprise to our adversaries. They operate beyond the constraints of standard military timelines, betting vast sums on ideas that are 99% likely to fail, knowing that the 1% that succeeds changes everything. Get ready to meet the true architects of our technological reality. The story of DARPA begins not with innovation, but with fear. October 4, 1957. The Soviet Union launches Sputnik, the world's first artificial satellite, a single tiny beep from orbit that shattered the American myth of technological superiority. President Eisenhower recognized the threat immediately. Existing military structures were too slow, too bureaucratic to catch up. In February 1958, the Advanced Research Projects Agency, ARPA, was founded. Its initial goal was defensive, focused on strategic missile defense. But its true revolution lay in its operational mandate, radical autonomy, and a willingness to fund projects that had no commercial precedent. ARPA quickly moved beyond rockets and into information. The most famous early triumph, ARPANET. The goal wasn't networking the way we think of it today. It was designed to create a resilient communication system that could survive a catastrophic attack, ensuring that research data and command structures could always find a path. On October 29, 1969, a UCLA programmer attempted to send the word login to a computer at Stanford Research Institute. They got 2 letters across before the system crashed. LO? The first message ever sent across the progenitor of the internet was LO, as in hello, an accidental brevity that defined the dawn of the information age. ARPANET later evolved into the fundamental protocols of the modern internet. It's the foundational example of the DARPA paradox. Military necessity drives open-source, civilian-used technological breakthroughs. But the internet is just the beginning. The list of daily technologies born from DARPA labs is staggering. GPS, stealth technology, modern microchip etching, and foundational concepts for the mouse and graphical user interfaces. How does one agency, with relatively minimal staff, achieve such sustained technological dominance? The answer lies in their operating method. DARPA only funds what they call DARPA hard problems, challenges so difficult that no private company or traditional military branch would risk the money. If it's not borderline impossible, they're not interested. They are structured to be temporary. Program managers, the heart of the agency, are hired for strict 4-year terms. They're brought in as experts, often academics or industry leaders, with a singular, sometimes audacious vision. Think about that pressure. You leave Stanford or MIT, you get 4 years and tens of millions of dollars, and if you don't deliver something revolutionary, your name is attached to that failure forever. There's no hiding in a committee, no blaming the bureaucracy. You either change warfare or you don't. This high-turnover, high-risk model creates a crucial psychological environment. The program manager has no time for bureaucracy. They must deliver revolutionary technology or nothing at all. There is no middle ground. Case study, GPS. Originally conceived as NAVSTAR, the Global Positioning System was a military project to precisely coordinate troop movements and targeting systems. It involved merging 5 different satellite programs. It was expensive, complicated, and prone to error in its early stages. But the military utility was undeniable, eventually leading to its controlled release for civilian use in the 1980s. Today, it's a global utility that underpins trillions of dollars in commerce. Case study. The grand challenges. To accelerate fields where the U.S. was lagging, DARPA initiated competitive grand challenges. The most famous were the autonomous vehicle competitions in the mid-2000s, multi-million-dollar prizes to the team that could navigate a complex desert course autonomously. The 2004 race was a disaster. The best vehicle made it 7 miles before catching fire. Another flipped immediately. Most didn't make it past the starting line. The media called it an embarrassment. DARPA called it data. The high stakes forced rapid, interdisciplinary collaboration. By 2005, 5 vehicles finished. The technology developed by those university teams, specifically Stanford and Carnegie Mellon, is the bedrock of every self-driving car program today. DARPA doesn't just fund research, they create competitive, accelerated ecosystems designed to jumpstart entire industries in years, not decades. This model works because DARPA projects are not incremental. They look far past the horizon, constantly asking, what if? And increasingly, those questions are moving into the realm of human biology and the battlefield of the mind. If 20th century DARPA focused on hardware, bombs, and satellites, the 21st century agency is focused on software, AI, and the human being itself. Projects like the Neural Engineering System Design, or NESD, aim to create high-resolution neural interfaces far more advanced than anything currently available. The stated goal is to restore sight or hearing. The military utility is the direct, instantaneous control of complex machinery, drones, robotics, tactical networks, simply by thought. This brings us to the controversial frontier, the Augmented War Fighter. We're not talking Captain America serum. We're talking targeted gene editing to accelerate wound healing, cognitive implants that let a soldier control a drone swarm by thinking about it, pharmacological packages that suppress fear response without dulling reflexes. The goal isn't science fiction super strength. It's a soldier who can stay in the fight longer, process information faster, and recover from wounds that would sideline a normal human for months. Their research into synthetic biology goes further, engineering biological systems for specific purposes, such as creating self-repairing materials or sensors that detect biological warfare agents at the molecular level. DARPA is leading the charge in developing explainable AI. Unlike the black boxes used by large tech companies, military AI must be transparent. Commanders need to know why the machine made a lethal decision. The sheer volume of data in modern warfare is overwhelming. AI systems funded by DARPA are being built to sift through terabytes of intelligence to predict enemy actions hours or days in advance. But the ultimate question is control. Projects like Offset, offensive, swarm-enabled tactics, are developing technologies for distributed groups of ground and aerial robots to operate autonomously in complex urban environments. The implications are profound. Future battles could be fought by highly intelligent, autonomous swarms, coordinated by a single augmented human operator, or perhaps entirely by an opaque AI system. While these advancements promise efficiency and save friendly lives, they also raise the specter of flash wars, conflicts ignited and managed entirely by algorithms moving faster than human reaction time. DARPA operates in the present, but their programs are designed to guarantee America's technological superiority in 2050, 2070, and beyond. Much of their current work is classified, but the visible projects offer glimpses into the agency's full scope. Hypersonics. The race for weapons that travel 5 to 20 times the speed of sound, Mach 5 to Mach 20, is the new arms race. DARPA's hypersonic vehicles are designed to neutralize any defense system simply because they arrive before those defenses can react. Space-based infrastructure. Projects focused on creating adaptable orbital systems give the U.S. unprecedented, persistent observation capability anywhere on Earth. This relentless pursuit of advantage forces us to confront the ethical implications. When technology moves this fast, legal and moral frameworks rarely keep pace. Consider the neural interfaces. If a soldier's cognitive load is enhanced, their reaction speed amplified, and their emotions suppressed through DARPA technology, are they still acting under free will? Or consider autonomous weapons. Here's the question nobody at DARPA can answer. If an autonomous swarm drone misidentifies a school bus as a troop transport, who goes to prison? The engineer who wrote the targeting algorithm? The commander who authorized deployment? The 4-star who approved the program? Or do we just shrug and call it a software error? DARPA justifies its existence by claiming they are not just building tools of war, but tools of peace. By guaranteeing America's dominance, they maintain stability. They cite GPS and the internet as proof that military R&D ultimately benefits humanity. However, every new technological layer they develop, from augmented reality tactical glasses to autonomous submarines, changes the fundamental calculation of conflict, raising the stakes exponentially. DARPA is the necessary, terrifying engine of technological surprise. It must always stay ahead, because the agency knows that if the United States ceases to be the initiator of technological surprise, it will inevitably become the victim. And that, fundamentally, is the core of DARPA's existence, a permanent state of proactive strategic anxiety. They are the government's venture capital firm, placing radical bets on the technologies that will secure the next 50 years. The biological computing, the machine-mind integration, the autonomous systems they're building today will soon be the mundane reality of our everyday lives. DARPA's job is to make sure America is never surprised. Your job is to hit subscribe so you're never surprised when the next video drops. See you on the next one.